Hello and welcome everybody. Welcome to the Canis Major Weekly Deal Blog. Each week we review a case study, lessons learned, or opportunity or investment within commercial multifamily real estate in the state of Texas. Canis Major is a premier platform for training, investments, and funding of commercial multifamily deals. This week we have a special deal to take a look at called the La Plaza Apartments, and this is being introduced by Edward Sebirumbi. And Edward, are you on the line here?
Yes, I'm on the line, Phil.
Edward, go ahead and tell us about the the La Plaza Apartments.
Yeah, today I'm going to talk about case study of La Plaza Apartments. And again, my name is Edward Sebirumbi. And just to start off, to talk about my professional background, I have degrees in mechanical engineering and automotive technology. I've worked in dealership for about 30 years. I work for America Financial Services. I own a towing company and currently own a travel vacation business. I became real estate investor. I've been a real estate investor since 2004. I own rental and land properties in Texas, Miami, and Florida. I invested in 2 multifamily properties in Texas and joined Phil and Shanoa Group in November 2015. I joined as Acquisition Specialist in Canis Major in April 2017, and currently I'm managing La Plaza multifamily property in Tarrant County and managing the property in La Plaza. I also work closely with the sponsor of La Plaza to oversee my training. My objectives of managing La Plaza are to receive the necessary field training to move from passive investor to becoming a sponsor, and also to acquire experience in managing the day-to-day operation of such properties and develop the skills in optimizing expenses, maximize revenue in multifamily property to enable more effective property evaluation for future acquisition.
And let me just summarize that, Edward. I mean,
Yes.
In general, when people start to invest in commercial multifamily, they usually start by being passive investors, which means they just put some of their money into some commercial multifamily deal being sponsored by somebody who put the deal together. You know, your aspiration is to, because you're already a residential real estate investor, your aspiration is to become an active commercial multifamily investor. So after becoming a residential investor, you became an acquisition specialist. You started working with sponsors within the Canis Major network, and now you're actually acting as the asset manager for a deal that is a deal of one of the sponsors of Canis Major. And for those of you that are listening, at home, the sponsor usually is the asset manager. The asset manager is the person who oversees the overall business, not just the property management, but the overall management of that commercial multifamily project as if it is a business of its own. So Edward is getting hands-on, training and experience being an asset manager, which is, of course, the key skill of eventually being a sponsor of his own commercial multifamily deals. So sorry to interrupt you. Keep going, Edward.
No, okay, that's correct. La Plaza Apartments is located on the west side of the Metroplex in Fort Worth, close to 2 major highways, Highway 20 and Highway 280.
And how many apartments are there in that complex?
We have 83 apartment units.
Okay, so an 83 unit apartment. Got it.
Building. Now, my scope of training involves the day-to-day operation, which includes hiring and managing of maintenance personnel and property manager, as well as resolving turnover. I oversee leasing, occupancy, delinquencies, collections, and also facilitate the process for repairs and maintenance, including prioritization. I evaluate and improve processes to increase operation efficiency and improve procurement practices. All of these to optimize reduction in expenses to maximize operation value of investors. Continuation of my scope of training includes involves the managing of capital improvements. This involves hiring and managing subcontractors and monitoring their quality of work. And some of the examples include we have repaired the property pool and also done repairs on plumbing to repair the leakage in plumbing. And we've also replaced all the roofs of the
so you had to replace the roofs on 80 units of properties. That's a lot of roof.
That's a lot of roof. Yeah, it's 15 buildings, and it's a combination of shingles and also flat roof. And the flat roofs are replaced with of the flat roof. Also, when repairing these roofs, we are using our network to recommend the contractors we select to repair to do the repairs. And also the exterior repairs. What we've done is trim trees, and we've done repair the stucco on the buildings. Also repair paint the fences and paint the buildings. Now the results from all this, the operating expenses have been reduced to 20% versus 6 months ago, and we have stabilized the staff turnover. We have improved the relationship between tenants and staff, city code enforcement, and the overall community surrounding La Plaza. We've visually improved the property exterior. So all these allow us to raise our rental rate.
So, that's really all about increasing the value of the property, of course. I mean, for those of you that are new, that are listening in, the value of a commercial multifamily property is directly functional relationship to the value of the net operating income that property generates. And anything you can do to reduce your operational expenses and or to increase the rent increases the value of the property. In fact, because of cap rates and the way valuation is calculated, typically $1 of increase in net operating income typically translates into $10 or more of increased value of the property. So you've already done substantial improvements of both the reducing of expenses and increasing of rent to dramatically increase the value of the property. So congratulations, good job on that.
Oh, thank you, Phil. And that's
So were there any other lessons learned from all this?
Yeah, the lesson learned in 5 months I've been at La Plaza, I've learned all the various skill sets to maximize expense reduction and revenue increase to maximize operation value to investors. I've learned the critical communication skills needed between employees and management. I've learned the necessity in using best practices in contractor managing the contractor performance. All the moving, all the dynamic parts of managing the multi-family property have helped me to increase my skill set.
Well, Edward, thank you so much for sharing this little case study with us today and being a member of the Canis Major Incubator. Canis Major Incubator, again, is a platform for bringing people behind the curtains for investing in commercial multifamily. Commercial multifamily has always been something kind of shrouded in mystery because of the money involved and the size of the deals involved, and the fact that it's actually regulated by the Securities and Exchange Commission. When you're pooling money from lots of people and millions of dollars, the government tends to regulate that sort of thing. So most people never get involved in commercial multifamily investing. They never get to go behind the curtains and see how the pieces work. Of course, the best way to go behind the curtains is to join some people that have already been operating behind the curtains, and that's what we do at the Canis Major. We've got a network of both active and passive investors working together, and new people coming into the network have the opportunity to work with experienced people and learn how these deals are really put together and managed. So with Edward's now hands-on training and experience of being an asset manager for a real live deal, a real live property, he's better prepared to sponsor his own deals in the future. So thank you again, Edward, for sharing this case study with us here today. And we'll see you guys all on the next Canis Major video blog.
Thank you, Phil, for having me.